This is Dr. Jack Barnathan, and I am really proud today to have my dear friend, Dr. Liz Langer, with me. Liz, it's so good to see you today.
Hello, it's good to see you too.
Dr. Langer is a doctor of chiropractic. Dr. Langer is an acupuncturist and teaches acupuncture and acupressure live and virtual. She specializes, among specialties, in helping moms, families with children who have needs, special attention. And there's ways that she's able to help you with just the lightest touch, create these remarkable changes. And it's not just the touch, but it's the diagnosis and the assessment. And part of what we wanted to talk about today, another aspect of Dr. Liz, see, it's just like a flower that keeps opening, is the intuitive diagnosis that Dr. Liz, I feel, specializes in intuitive care and diagnosis. Dr. Liz, could you share a little bit so everybody understands better the power behind this work?
Sure. Well, I think I think all diagnosis is intuitive. Even if you're really like against, even if you're kind of that word like triggers you and you're like, no, 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 I do science, but there is something that guides you to do a test or to look at a patient or to take that extra time. And um, the brand of acupuncture that I practice is traditional Chinese medicine. So we look at the tongue and the pulse, but there's like a feel, there's a sensation, and it's just the energy, it's the chi, really. And it kind of gets you on more of a just because it's intuitive and feeling doesn't mean that it's not scientific, but it gets you on a more visceral level. And I think that's really a good way to describe the intuition.
In China for thousands of years,
Yeah.
these things have been part of their medical study. And my
hmm
some of the study I did when I was in school was Michio Kushi's interpretation. He's the man who's felt to have brought Zen really uh macrobiotic diets and I should say in healthcare. But looking at, and I utilized certain cues in diagnosing patients, or at least it brought me to, yes, a bulbous nose in again,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
diagnosis is supposed to be an indicator of circulation or heart. There's something. So of course I'm going to then follow up and I'm doing a blood pressure and I'm checking all these things. But the fact that you could do that, to me, is remarkable. You being an expert, I was not. This is something that I use to complement my work. I find that exciting because the
Thank you.
chiropractic freeing the nervous system and talking about the meridians and channels of energy in the body, but then key. Just
Yeah.
quickly,
Sure.
how would you give a definition if you ran into someone in Starbucks and they turned to you and said, "How do you define key?" That happens to me all the
Um,
time in Starbucks.
well, it's the perfect place because it's where you have coffee and coffee gives you energy.
Okay.
But it is. I mean, I guess like it's a loose definition of it. I think ki is more Korean or Japanese, but ch in China. So if I say chi, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's cool.
Um, but they're both actually really correct. But it's I think it's just the energy that's needed to make life work, to make matter work. Um, and it's not just for humans, it's the energy that runs your computer, that runs your car, that runs the planet. Um, so, but and since we're a part of this planet,
Mhm.
um, we are pretty much run by chi or ki.
Wow. I love the way that rolls. It's the energy, it's that energy that makes life work. And and I think everyone is aware of it. We don't always have that respect until someone like Dr. Liz points it out to us. And I think with some of the work you've done personally with me regarding acupressure and even intuitive diagnosis. I've found it just so exciting and intriguing, and I want everyone to look into and to get to know you and follow you on Instagram and get to know Dr. Liz and join in the conversation, ask her questions. This is someone, Dr. Elizabeth Langer, Dr. Dr. Period Elizabeth Langer. That's our Instagram page, so everyone can find you easily and uh join in that conversation because there's so much to learn and so much you can benefit from. Thank you so much, Liz.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Liz.
Thank you.